This is my third time recording the video. I don't know what happened. I tried to record a different way, different share screen, whatever. It just didn't work. So I'm doing it again. So anyway, I'm recording from the left video. As you can see, it doesn't matter. My face doesn't matter. What matters is what's on the screen here, right? So we're going to be going over Amazon. I took an Amazon trade today, ran the contracts from $1.35 to about $1.89. They went to $2.06. And so we're going to go over what I saw, why I stayed in the trade, why I was patient in my entry in the trade, and really just a confluence in NASDAQ, right? So let's go to NASDAQ and let's zoom out here on the hourly. If you guys remember from the prep last night, let me move my video right there. If you guys remember from the prep last night, this is what I was looking for. I was essentially looking for us to just hold these pre-market lows. That's all I was looking for. That's all I wanted. And so we got that overnight, which was really nice to see. So you get this bounce off of this previous resistance area, now supports. That's my confirmation on the day. At open, basically, but when I was doing my pre-market watch list, I was looking for us to either come down and tap that, take the bounce trades off of it again, or for us to form above pre-market highs. That's pretty simple, right? So we did end up forming above pre-market highs. We didn't actually come down as much. Excuse me, we did not come down and tap again. We just went straight from pre-market highs. So let's zoom into the 5-minute here, and I'll show you what I mean by confirming pre-market highs. So you can see that this is our gap here. This is where we touched it overnight. You can see that this is the opening candle. So I'm options. I don't take trades in the first 5 minutes in options. It's just something that I found that a rule that works for me. It helps me not get too antsy because usually the 5-minute cancels are going crazy. So I might make a decision that otherwise I wouldn't make if I had just waited 5-10 minutes to get into the trade. And yeah, I might end up paying 10, 20, 30 cents more for the contract. But if I know at that point I'm more confident in the trade, I know that where the trade is going, I'll happily pay more for more confidence, right? Always in the market, I'll always do that. So anyway, as you can see here, by 9:40-ish, 9:45, we already tapped pre-market high. When you're talking about pre-market high, I was looking at this zone here and essentially wanting us to base above this zone to then move up about 70 points, 80 points up to the top zone, which we're actually approaching here again for the third time on the day. You can see it's been used as a very good resistance area, 1 rejection, 2 rejection. Let's see if we actually end up forming inside of the zone and start going to 12,900, but that's beside the point. So as I saw NASDAQ in the opening 10, 15 minutes, really 10 minutes, the opening 10 minutes confirming above the pre-market high here, that's my confluence. NASDAQ is strong. We confirm above the pre-market high. We are going to the next top resistance level. That would be this 12,827 level. That's where the zone starts. So let's go over to Amazon. Very, very similar setup. I'm going to go back to the 1 hour here. I'm going to show you how similar the setup was. You had a big gap up. Overnight, you had this wick down, right? And so all I'm looking for is either for us to pull back and confirm with QQQ, take that bounce trade, or again, above pre-market highs. If NASDAQ is making bases above pre-market highs, it's going towards its next upper resistance level, then Amazon is going to do the same, being that it is a strong tech name. It's going to do the same. That's the confluence portion there. It's like QQQ, big tech weighted index, is giving me all the information I need for the big tech companies where they're going to move, right? So right here, you can see in this opening 5-minute candle, as I stated, I don't take that first 5-minute candle. You had a big, big candle up, and then you had a ginormous 5-minute candle right back down. One thing I do want to point out here is that you're holding the 9 and 21 the entire way. So the 9, if you guys haven't watched any of the previous videos, I recommend that you do watch it. But Spencer, mainly, I mentioned in a couple of videos as well, talking about the 9 and 21. The 9 EMA is a great EMA to use as a trim level on a directional day. This is a directional day, right? You have direction up, reversal back down, reversal back up, reversal back down. Now you get into this range traded market right here. But right here off this opening trade, the breakout trade, you have a nice directional bias inside of Amazon and inside of the tech market, really. So this 921, utilizing it as your trim level, we utilize that to make sure that we are staying above that or below it, depending on which stance we're taking. In this case, we're taking calls. So we're looking for the stock to trend above the 9 EMA, stay above that, use that as our trim level. And then the 21, if it breaks down below that, that signals a reversal in trend. So there was 3 things that I was looking for. I'm going to add the vwap here. And this is really my main reason why I was so patient in getting the trade. And I really wasn't that patient. It was really only 12 minutes that I waited from open. But you can see that we pushed up, pulled back, broke VWAP. I was looking for the candle to come back above VWAP. And essentially, I just wanted to see it close. I actually took my position at 9:42. So 2 minutes into this candle, I took my position. All I wanted to see was the candle close, a back test, fail, and then I wouldn't say reject. I would say just reposition itself back towards the upside here as Amazon is trending back to its highs that it made at 135 here. So as we approach this VWAP and broke it, we rebroke it. All I'm looking for is that confirmation. Got the confirmation. One candle, two candle confirmation. Third candle goes up and tests its pre-market highs. At that point in time, we had already taken profits from $1.35 to, I think our first cut came at $1.47. I took profits at 12 cents, honestly, because at this point in time, if the stock is going to go back down, it's going to be a really heavy sell. So I want to secure some profits. At that point, I'm going to have to get rid of the position as well. So it's going to give me a little bit of a buffer on the downside there, as far as taking some of those profits a little early. After we broke this high that we had made on the day, and NASDAQ was ranging, you can see well above pre-market. Well, I'm going to try and show you well above pre-market, and making a proper base above pre-market high. That gave us the confluence that Amazon is going to do the same. And it's going to move towards its next levels of resistance. So if you didn't have that in your plan, you just took the trade aimlessly, which you should never be doing, you will need to be able to figure out where those resistance levels are. So if we look at the 1 hour, we get rid of the VWAP here because it gets a little difficult to see. So if we go back to the 1 hour here, you see back over at this on the 824, we had a gap up from 134, call it, to 135. And then you have this big wick right here. So go ahead and mark that zone, because given being that it's a gap, you're going to see a lot of resistance, a lot of selling pressure as you approach it back on the other side. As you come back and revisit that level, you're going to see a lot of selling pressure. So mark that. That's going to be your first take profit area. Your second take profit area is going to be about at this 136-ish zone. I included the wick. I was really looking for a 136.20. It was 136.27 is where I was looking for my final take profit on that. And you may be asking why. Well, you can see that there's this big consolidation zone before we had a tremendous drop. So this big consolidation zone is an area of either sellers or buyers. In this case, it's going to be sellers because we're underneath it, revisiting that level. So we're underneath it, revisiting that level. So there's going to be sellers in that area. That's why you see a big rejection on this second hourly candle here. Let's just zoom back into the 5 minute. As you can see, we got big rejections at this 136.37 level. And that's where we started to begin our reversal on the day. And now we are just trading sideways. So we took advantage of this nice opening breakout trade here for about an hour. I think I held the trade for about, I don't know. I think my last out was like 957, or maybe 1020. So we took profits at $1.52, $1.58. I sold 2 contracts at $1.66, 2 contracts at $1.71, a contract at $1.76, and a contract at $1.89. Hopefully some people got to see the $2.06. I'll go ahead and show you the contract right now. I personally did not. I just saw that $1.89. Let me get rid of this purple line here. Useless. So we had our entry right inside of this candle right here, 940, right? We entered at 942, $1.35. And it was pretty much up from there. It was a very slow move at first, but then it really started getting going. And we ended up seeing those $1.90 averages on the contract, took our profits, our last profits there, excuse me. And then we had the reversal back down, at which point it has now touched that same point of entry 3 times. Now, if you had held the contract the entire day, you would have missed out on the $2 gain, but you still would be up about 40 cents, 35 cents here at 1:41 p.m. So not a bad trade by any means. I personally liked it. It was very simple. It was a lot less pressure. There wasn't as much volatility. It was very simple. Just pay attention to your 9 EMA, pay attention to your 21, and pay attention to your VWAP. Are you getting your confirmations above or below? If it's below and you're long, you're in trouble. If it's above and you're long, you're in good hands. And then vice versa. If you're below and you're long, you're in trouble. But if it's below and you're short, you're in good hands. So anyway, this has been Zach with iTrendz. Hopefully you guys got a good deal of information out of this trade recap. Let us know in the comments what you would like to see more of. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.